Child. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. I want to get to Jay-Z. So I feel like if we go back to my original commentary about Jay-Z, y'all know I didn't want this to be true. Once more information came out, I said it probably was not true. But Jay-Z, when he looked like this, was a menace to society. Okay? Jay-Z, when he looked like this, was a menace to society. Jay-Z that looks like this might be a menace to, secret societies. We don't know. We don't know. But the mentality has changed with the growth of the hair. Okay? Tony Busby could be an ambulance chaser, could every now and then get a case that's actually legit. Absolutely. Is he still creepy and gives ambulance chaser? Yes, absolutely. Okay. Two men who I feel like both are giving me both sides of a coin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could be telling the truth, but you could also be lying. At different times, I have felt that way about the both of them. Okay. I'm going to be real with y'all. I love me some Sean Carter. Okay. I'm the girl that goes on the run tour, like goes to both on the run tours, because I'm actually here to see Jay-Z and then Beyonce. Like, I love y'all for real. Okay. I love y'all for real. And y'all know I know all of the words, but I did not realize how much of a Jay-Z fan I was until I went to the first On the Run tour and knew all of the songs for the most part. Was like, I was like, oh my God. Bitch, I'm a Jay-Z fan. I didn't even realize this. Okay. So I got there because of Beyonce and then realized that I was really a hardcore Jay-Z fan. And ever since then, I have found it quite disrespectful that y'all act like he's not equally as talented as a rapper as she is as a singer. Like, I don't like when y'all do that. Okay? Y'all not gonna do something like that, okay? But this story did not seem to be true, y'all. It didn't. It didn't. It doesn't mean that he didn't do other things that may be fucked up, but we don't have any evidence of that. So I can't hold anything against him currently. I can hold things he's done previously. I can say that I think he probably was a very shrewd, and when I say shrewd, I mean unfair, unjust, manipulative businessman. That's usually how you become a billionaire. That's usually how you become a billionaire. You don't become a billionaire all the time because you work so hard. You know what I'm saying? It's because you make financial decisions that fuck somebody else. And the things Maya has said about him, I just want to say, like, I have enough evidence to make me feel like there is some truth to Jay-Z being, an ain't shit ass nigga on some level. Just as Tony Busby seems to be an ain't shit nigga on some level. Y'all know nigga is a pronoun for me. I don't care what your ethnicity is. If you a man, you're a nigga. That's just how my vocabulary works, to be very clear with everybody. Okay.
This morning, the woman who said she was 13 when Sean Jay-Z Carter and Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted her after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards is heard talking to private investigators about her claim and agreeing that Jay-Z did not assault her.
But Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z. Busby did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
ABC News exclusively obtained a minute-long excerpt of the recording made days after the woman, identified as Jane Doe, permanently dropped her lawsuit against both Carter and Combs last month.
The people around Mr. Carter wanted to know what happened behind closed doors. And so they asked for her to be interviewed. The interview occurred, and the tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie. And the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him, pushed to include him by a lawyer.
The accuser's lawyer, Tony Busby, called it a blatant lie that he pushed Jane Doe to sue Jay-Z. And he sent us this recording of a phone call with his client.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. I don't. I've never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to like came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
Jane Doe said in a court filing, although I ultimately chose not to pursue them, I stand by my claims. She says in a sworn declaration that she felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted by these two individuals on my doorstep. Was she coerced in any way?
Of course not. They did not coerce her, promise or threaten her in any way, shape, or form. She voluntarily met and spoke to them, and she told them her truth, which was under no circumstances did Mr. Carter do this. And number two, the only reason he's even involved in this is she was pushed to introduce him by a lawyer.
Does your client know Jane Doe?
No.
Ever met her?
No, Mr. Carter doesn't know Jane Doe, never met Jane Doe. There's no truth to any of it.
This morning, the
Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I'm gonna say the woman is a liar. Like, it's obvious this lady is lying on some level. Okay, absolutely. Sending two people on her doorstep though, like, I just want to point out that even though I am happy he was absolved from this, I'm still questioning the tactics. And I've been questioning his tactics ever since he put out that long ass written out message telling everybody that it was all lies. Okay? So I think this whole story is weird. I do believe Jane Doe is lying. But at the same time, it makes me wonder, why did you do all of this, Sean? Like, the lady was lying and the facts kind of work for themselves. Like, I'm not asking why he filed litigation against her. Like, no. I'm asking why did you write the long ass message? Why did you say you and Diddy wasn't friends like that? Why are you going so hard to prove that this woman was lying when the facts would have just spoke for themselves? You sending people to her house, that's scary. I don't give a fuck whether you meant for it to be scary or not. But two men showing up at my doorstep, and I noticed how the lawyer changed what he said from she met with to she spoke with. Meaning that in order for her to meet with them, she would have had to agree to go and meet somewhere with them. I'm sure she wouldn't have agreed to have them come to her house. So for me, I just kind of feel like his tactics make me question if there are stories out there that may not be like this, but that may have some truth to them. Because the tactics give, I'm covering something up that I did. It doesn't give, man, I ain't about to do all that. I'm going to pay my lawyers to handle that shit. Because that whole lying, all you got to do is bring up this, and this, and that proves she's a liar. Before they got this shit thrown out, the overall public had believed this woman was a liar when we were able to see that through investigation, how you got from where you was to the Grammy party or whatever it was, the party that you was at. How did you get from there to there? How were you 13 doing all of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of questions. She said she saw two artists, a group that wasn't even there. They were on tour during that time. So she was adding stuff that was contrary to the time frame she was talking about. So if anybody did any real investigation, I feel like they would have been able to surmise that the lady was a liar. So some of the shit that he's doing, I'm just questioning his tactics. That's all. And yeah. I get all. I will go hard too. I know. Everybody would go to this level with it. Everybody, I'm sure. But again, there's a legal process for a reason. Exactly. So I just kind of I feel like you could pay for your investigators, pay for your lawyers, but when you like show vested interest in maligning the lawyer, you know what I'm saying? All of that shit, like, it just kind of put me in a mind frame of looking at him like, yeah, in this situation, you're not guilty. But if this how you handle every situation, in some of those situations, your ass is wrong, that's diabolical on some level. Like, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. But like I said, the girl's a liar. So in this situation, his tactics seem reasonable. Okay, seem reasonable. But yeah, I don't trust none of these niggas. I don't trust the woman, and I don't trust these niggas.